Since her father's very public trial, the once camera-friendly Ivanka Trump has been conspicuously absent from the public eye until recently. Today, we're about to show you brand new video as Ivanka emerges from the shadows of her father's trial to greet the sunshine of his Supreme Court collusion. As you'll see, it's a new day dawning for the precious progeny of the world's greatest dad.
Said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what? You are sick.
Far from protecting his daughter from being talked about as a sex object, he has encouraged it multiple times.
Her comments come on the same day Donald Trump's sentencing was pushed back until September 18th, following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision on granting him partial presidential immunity from prosecution. Well, in the clips we're going to show you in just a moment from her recent sit-down interview, Ivanka has some very definite thoughts about why she stayed away from the porn star hush money trial her dear old dad had to endure. Might have been stuff like this.
And when I opened the bathroom door to come out, Mr. Trump had come into the bedroom and was on the bed, basically between myself and the exit.
What was he wearing at the time?
His boxer shorts and a t-shirt.
What was your reaction to seeing him like that?
At first, I was just startled, like a jump scare. I wasn't expecting someone to be there, especially minus a lot of clothing.
Now, let's keep in mind, the last time her old man got mail at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, she was making the most out of this terrific public service opportunity.
So this is a sample of some of our collections.
Ivanka Trump's multi-million-dollar fashion line has been booming in recent months, despite boycotts and decisions from retailers like Nordstrom to drop the brand. But it may be flourishing with a bit of help from the Chinese government, raising a host of ethics concerns.
And as an equal opportunity employer, Donald Trump created an opportunity for his orthodox son-in-law to engage in some unorthodox business of his own.
If you are a single-issue voter on the question of the candidates having family members who trade on their name and influence to make lucrative foreign deals with governments that have adversarial relationships to the U.S., forget about Hunter Biden. That's piker stuff. Republicans have found nothing on him anyway. Your number one concern right now should be Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
So, where does this all lead? Well, right here to today's compelling video, as Ivanka Trump steps back into the spotlight to explain her new role and soften her doughboy dad's image. Well, let's see how that works in the hands of those with good memories and time to Google some facts. Well, for starters, Ivanka talks about what a laugh riot her dad can be.
I think my father's sense of humor is sometimes underappreciated.
John is great, and she is a great gentleman. He's now president for life. Maybe we'll have to give that a shot someday.
As a regular Shecky Green, that one. Ivanka also offered a unique perspective on his noble decision to serve his country as president.
We learned that he was planning to announce his candidacy 2 weeks before he actually did. And nothing about our lives had been constructed with politics in mind. You know, most often when people are exposed to politics at that level, that sort of national level, there's first like city council run, and then maybe a state level run, and maybe Congress, senator, ultimately the presidency. So it was unheard of for him never to have run a campaign and then run for president and win. So
now, in fairness, there are others who have a different take on his reason to run.
Michael Moore made a startling claim on Wednesday that Gwen Stefani was the reason Donald Trump ran for the presidency. All right, follow this. The controversial film director alleged in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that Trump decided to announce his candidacy after he learned Stefani made more money as a coach on NBC's The Voice than he did when he starred on NBC's The Apprentice.
Now, Donald's most desirable apprentice is ready to assume her role moving forward with an eye on what's become most important now in her life.
I want to get barreled by a wave and learn how to play Texas Flood.
Whoa, before you get barreled by that wave, please take the wise man's advice about the dangers of open ocean swimming.
And there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were They were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was.
So let's finally get to Ivanka's explanation of her demure posture in the bright lights of her father's criminal trial. Here she opens up about the ugly side of public life when your dad's on trial for the criminal things he did.
You know, politics is a pretty dark world. Like, there's a lot of darkness, a lot of negativity, and it's just really at odds with what feels good for me as a human being. And, you know, it's a really rough business. So for me and my family, it feels right to not participate.
Yes, Ivanka, politics is a dark business that sadly attracts more hustlers, charlatans, and thieves than civic-minded servants these days, especially if you play doctor with porn stars or play dictator with Putin. So when the offspring of the most famous grifter of them all attempts to whitewash the trial and tribulations of her poor put-upon pappy, we'll be here to point out that dear old dad is far closer to Henry VIII than Mr. Smith.